Hello and welcome. I'm Amy Franko presenting on behalf of Bill.com, and I'm here to talk about how to build a rockstar business development plan. For any of you out there, whether you are an accounting professional, you are a small business professional, this is something that is mission critical to you and your business growth going forward into the new year. So I am really excited to be here with you today, talking about the elements that you will need for this business development plan, and then some strategies to help you keep it alive throughout the rest of the year. Here's the agenda that we're going to be covering in our conversation today. First, I'm going to walk through 7 key elements that you need to be thinking about when it comes to creating a rockstar business development plan. And then I'll also be talking about how do you choose verticals to help you amplify growth. We have so much choice out there today in terms of the types of clients that we can be building relationships with, that we can be building business with. So I'll give you some strategies to be thinking about how you can intentionally plan for those verticals and then use them to amplify your business growth. I'll also be sharing some ideas about how to keep your plan from gathering digital dust, how to keep it alive. And then lastly, some diversification strategies. These strategies are going to help you thrive through disruption, whether it's the disruption that we're facing today or something that's off into the future that might be affecting your business somewhere down the road. All right, let's go ahead and dive into those elements of a rockstar business development plan. Here's the first element, your goals and your milestones. Very foundational, but also really important to where you want to be headed into the future. So here are a few things that you can be talking about thinking about when it comes to those goals and milestones. So the first is thinking to 12 months from now. What would you like your business to be looking like at the end of the year? Whether you are running your own small book of business as an individual, or maybe you're a business owner and you have a team of people. What would you like your business to look like at the very end of the year? And as specific as you can get in terms of what that vision is going to be, the more you'll be able to hold yourself and your team accountable to that growth. And you'll be able to put those plans in place to make sure that you're taking those steps along the way. So one of the levers that you can be thinking about in your business is a revenue lever. What are our revenue goals? And specifically, what are your revenue goals by service line? If you can really dig into your different service lines and look at what you want those revenue figures to be looking like, that's going to give you a nice strategic picture of the business. And also it's going to show you where are your growth or your innovation opportunities. So when you look at the choices that you have in terms of where you can grow revenue, we want to be looking for growth opportunities. And you also want to be looking for those innovation opportunities with your top clients and also your prospective clients. Another lever to be looking at, which is as important, if not more important than revenue, is your profit lever. What is your bottom line growth goal by service line? Revenue is definitely an important lever to be looking at, but when you get through the year and you look at all of your costs and you look at everything that goes into building that revenue, what do you want that bottom line profit number to be looking like? And if you can do it by service line or product line, just depending on what your particular business looks like, you'll be able to see very clearly, here are the parts of my business that are extremely profitable. Here are the parts of the business that maybe aren't as profitable, and you can dig into a little bit more of the why behind each of those. That's going to help you think strategically about where you want to be in the next 12 months. And then again, similar to revenue, where are your opportunities to either increase profit in a service line or perhaps reinvest into the business? So you are building profit in a certain service line. Maybe that can help fund innovation in that line or perhaps in another line. So again, seeing all of that laid out in front of you can help you to make better decisions about the business. All right, so here's another couple of levers to be thinking about. This next lever is all about client growth. What are your new client growth goals and per service line? So you want to be looking at new client growth, and then you'll also have an opportunity to look at existing client growth. So new client growth is absolutely something that we need in order to have a vital business. But many times we aren't looking at where we can grow our existing clients. So you have some ideal clients that are really integral to your business. What if you could invest more time with those clients? You can introduce new innovative service lines to them, new ideas to them. A loyal existing client is going to be 3 times more likely to continue buying from you than earning a net new client. So we need the balance between the both, but look at existing clients as much as you're looking at net new business. And as I mentioned here on screen, this signifies major opportunities that many firms and businesses overlook. So make sure that you're looking at that existing client growth. And then lastly, what is a game-changing goal for you in your personal goals or your business goals? Game-changing stretch goal that you and your firm could really rally behind. It's one thing to grow clients, grow revenue, grow profits. Is there something that you really want to go after in your business in the next 12 months that you can really build a vision around and rally your firm behind, that you can go after, that's going to energize everybody in your firm? So make sure that you're thinking about at least one of those game-changing goals for your firm or your business. All right, so that's element one, all about goals and milestones. All right, the second element in a rockstar business development plan, this is all about your verticals and the vertical choices that you make when it comes to outbound business development. Those choices are going to help you amplify your business even further, faster. Verticals can lead your firm or business to rockstar status for a few major reasons here. And one of the big reasons is opportunity cost. When you start to build a level of expertise in a vertical, then you start to become known in that vertical. You start to attract more clients to you because you become known in that vertical. All of your marketing efforts, all of your business development efforts, even your client service delivery efforts can all be focused into those verticals. You get more momentum, you get more acceleration in order to grow the business. So as you are thinking about your client base, where do you start to see some natural vertical majors and minors? And I'll give you a couple of working definitions here and an example from my own life. So a major for myself is professional services. So I do a lot of work with different types of professional services firms, helping them with business development strategy and also skill development. But that's a big umbrella. So if I break that down, in my world, I work a lot with accounting firms. So public accounting firms is one type of professional services firm that I do business with. I also do business with technology professional services firms and management consulting professional services firms. They have some things in common, but they also have some differences. So I can focus my efforts into those minors while still being able to take advantage of the lift that I can get by the fact that I'm purely focused on professional services. You likely have some of these natural majors and minors in your business as well. So take a look at your existing client base and see where you start to uncover some patterns, some majors and some minors. And that's going to help you in a couple of ways. You will see where you have a cluster of clients in majors and minors. And then you might also see some outliers. And when you see those outliers, you can evaluate them, make some decisions about whether or not you want to continue building that major or that minor, or do you need to redirect your efforts back to where you have a stronger client base? So whether or not you're a business owner or maybe you're a managing partner or an individual, you can do that exercise for yourself in analyzing your majors and minors. You also want to be asking yourself, which verticals does our firm or our business already have some recognized expertise? You will start to see that in your patterns, but then also ask yourself where you see that naturally, because that can start to signify where you want to be spending your time. And then which verticals most interest you, or where can you leverage these verticals to build a brand identity? And that brand identity can be the expertise that you become known for personally, or the expertise that you become known for as a firm or a business. So which ones make the most sense that you want to be building brand awareness around? And then lastly, which verticals present the greatest opportunities for you over the next 1 to 3 years? We're facing so much disruption right now. There are some verticals that are thriving in this disruption. And then there are some verticals that are really struggling in the disruption. So as you're doing your analysis, look at which ones are thriving, which ones might be struggling, and determining what that's going to look like as best you can a year out or 3 years out. Taking that long term view in addition to the year out view is going to help you determine where are my greatest opportunities, and then also maybe where are my greatest risks. If you are investing a lot into verticals that are struggling right now, you may need to redirect some resources into verticals that are thriving right now and being able to balance out that book of business. So these are some questions you can be asking yourself to help you really hone in on amplifying your verticals and help you bring yourself or your business to rockstar status. The next element in this business development plan, this is all about building your ideal clients. Who are the best clients that are fit for you and for your organization? Ideal clients can 25x your growth. When I first heard that statistic, I was a little bit skeptical of it. And as I dug into it a little bit further, and you can see the source for that statistic on screen here, it made a lot of sense. Because when you are working with ideal clients that are a fit for you and a fit for your business, you can naturally sell more of your services into those clients. Loyal clients are 3 times more likely to continue to buy from us, and they are more open to allowing expansion of the relationship. So, over a 10-year period, if you analyze your best clients, look at what the growth was in those clients and look at what type of revenue and profit they brought to your firm. The chances are good those very ideal clients, you have grown with them over the last 10 years. And if it's not 10 years, whatever that longer term period is for you. But you will likely be seeing quite a bit of growth. You will likely see more than one service line that you are bringing to that client. And that should give you some indicators of where you want to be investing your time. And then if a client is less than ideal, you can make some plans to potentially offboard that client at some point in the future or find another way to continue servicing them. But really focusing your top personnel and all of your business development efforts toward those ideal clients. But the first thing that you have to do is you have to get really clear on who those ideal clients are. And I'm going to talk a little bit about relationship personas in another element, but that's going to help you get clear on your ideal clients. And do you have a curated list of those top 25 ideal clients per vertical major and minor? Because you want to have a healthy list of those ideal clients curated out into your verticals so that you have a plan to run with. You know who you need to be reaching out to and developing those relationships with. So your ideal clients and then the high impact relationships that are in those clients. You need to identify the top relationships that you need to be building, and then you need to have a plan to access those relationships. And there are 4 high impact relationships that I always recommend you build with your ideal clients. The first, these are your decision makers, which is probably kind of an obvious group. But who are the people that are making the decisions around the types of services that you provide? You need to have relationships with those folks. You also need to have relationships with advocates. Who are the people in your ideal clients that are willing to maybe open a door on your behalf? They're willing to use their reputational and social capital to maybe even sponsor you for an opportunity. They are the people that are in your corner and they're championing you. You want to be building those relationships as well. 2 other relationships you want to be giving thought to are your centers of influence and your strategic alliances. Centers of influences, those are those folks that usually have the ear of the decision maker. They are people that are in that organization that are influencing how that decision maker thinks and the processes that they go through. So you want to be keeping tabs and building relationships with them. And then lastly, your strategic alliances. They might be inside the organization, but more often than not, they're outside the organization. They are similar consulting experts to you, but they are not selling competitive products or services. But they might be working with the same types of majors and minors that you are. They can help you identify and curate ideal clients. They might be able to make introductions for you. They're very critical relationships to be thinking about in your business development plan. And then lastly, this last point is really important. Tracking your activity in a customer relationship management tool. You need accountability, you need good data. And whether you are a small business or a large business, having a CRM tool that you can all leverage, you can track good data, you can build these relationships and build these opportunities is really critical. Without it, you'll be flying a little bit blind and you won't be as successful if you don't have a place where you can curate your data. All right, so that's a little bit about ideal clients. The next element that you want to be paying attention to, this is your advisory intelligence. And advisory intelligence is made up of a couple of things. And ultimately what it's going to do, it's going to help you uncover more opportunity, and it is going to help you really build that coveted, trusted advisor status. And advisory intelligence is a combination of the depth of knowledge that you have about your client and what are the major trends, opportunities, challenges that are impacting them. And then, secondly, and this is really important, what types of unique ideas or insights do you bring to these clients? It is one thing to be able to say that you do this type of work or you provide this type of service. A lot of firms and businesses provide services that are similar to you. What can set you apart is going to your clients and your prospective clients and being able to offer them ideas that help make their business better, even if they aren't doing business with you right now today. That is going to make you stand out and be different from the other firms and the other businesses that are looking to earn business with the clients that you want to be earning business with. So, as you're thinking about advisory intelligence, I want to give you some categories to be considering. So, the first one that you see on screen here, these are your industry trends. Industry trends are the indicators that are impacting their business over the next 1 to 3 years. And very specifically, right now, what's going to be impacting their business in the short term, in the next year, will be really critical to your success. Another category to be thinking about, leadership vision. Do you know who the C-level leaders are in the organization and other executives? And do you know what they are looking to accomplish over the next 1 to 3 years? When you know what leadership is looking to accomplish, any of your business development conversations, any of your planning can be geared to what is important to them. Because when you know what's important to them and you can have conversations about what's important to them, you are going to be important in their eyes. You are going to be seen as that advisor because you've taken the time to understand what they want to accomplish. So that's leadership vision. The next category, these are your organizational changes. What are some of the, or organizational challenges, I should say, what might be some of the limitations that are hampering leadership's ability to accomplish goals? What's going to be standing in their way? And typically, challenges are going to be around people, process, product, technology, maybe internal, external sources of all of these things. But when you have a good grasp on what's challenging the organization, that's going to help you better position yourself with good intelligence. And you're also going to be able to uncover better opportunities in these ideal clients. And then the last thing to be considering, the last category, what are their key initiatives and what are their fiscal goals for this year? Major projects and performance indicators. What are the big things on their plate? And what are the performance indicators that will tell them that they're headed in the right direction? These things take time to uncover. Now, some of these things you are going to have already at a high level. You can uncover through some baseline research, but a lot of these things are going to take time. And the more that you dig into these ideal clients, the more that you know about these categories, the better positioned that you're going to be to earn business in the future. So what you want to do with this advisory intelligence is go back to those majors and minors, go back to those ideal clients, and start to build these out for those verticals and for those clients. Element number 5, these are your relationship personas. Your relationship personas are going to play a big role in helping you further yourself with those ideal clients and in those vertical majors and minors. So what I like to suggest here is to create a persona first for your key verticals. So when you know what your key verticals are and the majors, and then you also know what the minors are, you can start to build out those personas based on the advisory intelligence that I just shared with you on the previous slide. And then you also want to be building personas for those high impact relationships that I just mentioned, your decision makers, your advocates, your centers of influence, and your strategic alliances. These are going to be so important for you to understand what their motivations are, what their decision-making processes are, so that you can be positioned to build that relationship and also to earn their business. And if you're looking for a place to start, probably the two best places that I could recommend are with your decision makers, because they are typically the people that are holding the budget authority in your ideal clients, and then also your strategic alliances. Those outside relationships that you can be building that can help you build relationships internally within your ideal clients. So here are a few questions that you can be thinking about to guide your persona creation and then also guide the conversations that you ultimately have. So first, who are those decision makers? Can you name them? And do you know what their roles are within your ideal client? Do you know what their top responsibilities are? What are they being tasked with? What are the goals that they need to be accomplishing that you need to be aware of? And then what are they measured on? So if you know what their goals are, do you know what type of metrics are going to be important to them? So for example, if you are looking to build a relationship with a CEO, let's say, and you know that that CEO has a goal to grow a certain segment of their business, do you know what those growth metrics are? So that's just one example that you can use, but really looking at your own roles. Who are they? What are their responsibilities? What are they measured on? What are the things that are going to stand in their way? What are the key challenges that they're facing to get to those goals? And then this one's an important one. What is going to make change difficult? Change is hard, and especially change during disruption. And the status quo is probably one of the biggest competitors that you are ever going to face, because people will tend to stay the same until they have to change. So knowing what is going to make change difficult, whether it is for that person individually or it's for the organization, that's going to help you to decide, is this an ideal client that we continue pursuing? Are these some things that we can work through together in order to affect change? And then lastly, what does success look like for this person, for this relationship? When you know what success looks like, and you can even ask them what success looks like to build out your persona, you're going to be better positioned to help them accomplish it. So those are some things to be thinking about when it comes to creating personas. All right, home stretch here. Element number 6, strategic alliances. You've already heard, I've alluded to this already a couple of times. Strategic alliances are an extension of you. They're an extension of your firm and your business. What key partnerships are going to accelerate growth and also create mutual benefits? This is an often underlooked element of any business development plan. But when you can hone in on the partnerships that are going to be mutually rewarding, you enjoy working with them, they enjoy working with you, you have common goals, you can accelerate growth, you will see a major amplification to your success. So I'm going to light up a few here for you to be thinking about. First are your centers of influence. These are individuals or organizations that can give you access. So think about the associations that you belong to. Think about the well-connected individuals that you know. And you might be considered a well-connected individual for someone else, but they influence your clients. They influence the industry that you're in. They are people and organizations that you want to get to know and be a part of. Industry associations, so I just mentioned that. What are the industry associations that you want to be a part of that can put you in touch with your ideal clients? And when you know your vertical majors and minors, it makes it easier to decide which industry organizations get your time, attention, and resources and which ones don't, so you can better focus your efforts. Another example of a strategic alliance, these are your complementary business partners. These are your attorneys, your bankers, your other consultants, tangential organizations where you might be calling into the same types of clients, but you do things that are different. You complement one another. That is a great source of collaboration, being able to work together in the service of a client. Again, a very overlooked type of collaboration, but one that can help you enhance your growth in a vertical or enhance your growth with a specific client. And then lastly, a research organization can be a strategic alliance for you. What type of data and research are important to your ideal clients, are important to your verticals? So let me use myself as an example. I do a lot of work with mid-market sized organizations. So there is an association that does research specifically for the mid-market. So I access that research, I'm a part of that organization, and I'm able to leverage that research to share advisory intelligence with my verticals and with my ideal clients. So hopefully you can start to see how all of these things connect together and they feed one another. So your plan can really be a rock star plan and elevate. So if you're looking for a place to start, I recommend creating a list of strategic alliances based on your verticals. Always go back to your verticals and you can create a nice, succinct list of strategic alliances. Then determine what you think the appropriate investment is. Is it financially? Is it with your time? Is it with both your finances and time? When you can focus your decision-making around your vertical majors and minors, it can help you be more decisive about where you're going to invest, whether it's a financial investment or a time investment. All right, last one coming up here, your brand presence, element number 7. Your personal brand and your firm brand elevate loyalty. You heard me mention it already, that loyal clients are 3 times more likely to invest in us, to buy our products and services. Loyalty is a game changer in any business development plan. It used to be that satisfaction was the bar. If you had a satisfied client, you had arrived. If they checked 5 out of 5 stars, you had arrived, right? Satisfaction is now no longer enough. We live in a huge world of choice. For any given product, service, experience, whatever it is, there are exponentially more choices today than ever before, which means in the eyes of a client or a prospective client, we can look the same as everyone else. So we have to be very intentional about how we position ourselves in the marketplace, but also position ourselves as individuals. So if we can move a client from merely satisfied to a client that is very loyal to us, they recommend us to other clients, they are willing to buy more than one product or service from us, they are willing to open doors on our behalf. Those are just a couple of the indicators that you have a loyal client. Hold on to those loyal clients and really work to grow them. And you can do that through your brand, your firm's brand, along with some other things, of course, excellent client service delivery, really paying attention to what's important to them. It's really a whole package. But in terms of brand presence, what is your plan to consistently build your firm's brand and also your own personal leadership brand? Don't forget yourself in this. Your personal leadership brand is equally as important. Your clients, your firm might be the logo on the business card, but your clients are looking for a relationship and a partnership with you and your team. So your leadership identity matters to your business development plan, and it matters to your growth. And your strategy to build your presence should be both digital and offline. So when I'm looking to build relationships, I'm looking for those ways that I can do it both in the digital sphere and the social sphere. And I'm also looking for ways that I can do it one-on-one in offline type of situations. So let me give you a couple of ideas to be thinking about when it comes to your loyalty or building loyalty. First is your social media. We really can't have a conversation about brand presence without having a conversation about social media. And if you are in a B2B space, so this is really for B2B, LinkedIn is probably one of the best social media tools at your disposal for that. If you're more of a B2C space, you probably have some other options available to you. But for B2B, looking at LinkedIn and other key social media sites where your target clients and verticals spend their time. So really make sure you're optimizing those digital sites. Do you have marketing campaigns and email list building strategies? For all of the social media that is out there, all the followers, everything that we create, your email list is as important today as it ever was. Those are the people that have opted in to hear from you. They want to hear your expertise, and they are looking to hear from you on a consistent basis. So one place that you can look for your vertical majors and minors, you can look for ideal target clients, are with your email list. Who's on there today, and where do you maybe have some opportunities to improve that? Events and forums are another place that you can elevate your brand loyalty. Now, given right now, a lot of events and forums are virtual, and that presents its own set of challenges, which I won't go down the rabbit hole on that. But do you have some events, forums, roundtables that you can share advisory intelligence with your verticals, with your target clients that make them want to be a part of your world? Get creative here. There's probably something that you're already doing well that you can amplify. So that's events and forums. Webinars is another one. Webinars are huge right now, and there's probably a little bit of fatigue when it comes to webinars. So again, looking at your vertical majors and minors, looking at your ideal target clients, what type of content and problem solving is important to them right now, and how can you create that to serve that vertical or to serve that ideal client? Original thought leadership, that goes along with these events and forums and also webinars. Your original ideas, thought leadership, strategies matter to your ideal clients. So what are you creating and what are you putting out there, whether it is individually on your own or in collaboration with your firm? Consistent blogging on your firm site or consistent guest hosting or podcasting. Those are other ways that you can build your brand, build your firm's brand, and also figure out where your verticals are and where your ideal clients are. And I just mentioned podcasts, so those all kind of go together. So podcasts are a fantastic way to be interviewed or interview people that are in your verticals or in your target clients. So a few ideas for you on building your personal brand and elevating loyalty with your existing clients and your ideal target clients. All right, 2 more topics to cover here before we wrap up: digital dust and disruption. Make no mistake, the best business development plans always have, they have a propensity to gather dust. You make this great plan, you're so excited about it, you are ready to put it into play. And then a quarter goes by, maybe 2 quarters go by. And what the heck happened to my plan, right? It's gathering digital dust somewhere on a hard drive. We want to prevent that from happening because no rockstar plan, the best rockstar plan isn't a rockstar plan if you aren't implementing it and holding yourself accountable. So let's talk about some strategies to keep momentum and to make continual step-by-step progress. One of the best ones is an accountability partner. Who can you run with, either at your leadership level or at your team level? Who will want to be accountable along with you in order to grow? Can you set up consistent touch points with them? There is nothing worse than coming to a touch point and not having made any progress. So having an accountability partner can help you be accountable to yourself and to that other person. If you are a leader in your organization, consistent reviews of your business development plan, firm-wide, company-wide. When your teams know that this is important and you're going to be reviewing it and creating accountability, that's going to change the game in terms of their engagement with it. Again, if you're a leader, you can use these plans in one-on-one coaching calls. How are you coaching your teams to stay accountable to their plans? Another way that you can keep accountability alive is to integrate it with your CRM. If you have a CRM and you're using that consistently, you can put these elements of your plan into the CRM or do a plan for your ideal clients and attach it in there. Make it easily accessible and commit to reviewing it weekly. My business development plan, I have an old school version and I have a digital version. And I am looking at that plan a minimum of every 2 weeks and to keep myself accountable. And then I have a coach that helps keep me accountable as well. But make it easy. If it's not easily accessible and easy to work with, it's going to be hard to stay accountable. And then lastly, if you can integrate this into your P&L, if you can use it as part of your financial review process. So going way back to the beginning of the conversation, we talked about goals and milestones. You have revenue goals, you have profit goals, game-changing goals, and for your service lines. If you can use this as part of your P&L conversations, as part of your financial reviews and service line health, that's going to help tie it all together and keep everyone accountable. And lastly, what are some things that you can be doing to thrive in disruption? One of the best things that you can do to thrive in any disruption is to have diversity in your business plan. Disruption is going to continue to be around us. And the best leaders, the best professionals that I know, embrace uncertainty, even if it makes them uncomfortable. They understand and accept uncertainty and disruption is going to be around us. And they make the decision to thrive in that disruption anyway. They don't let it stop them. And your business plan diversity can help you get there. So let's talk about a few ideas here. First, vertical choices and curating. The vertical choices that you make, if there's diversification in those majors and minors, that is going to help insulate you against disruption, and it's going to help you thrive in disruption. If you can innovate in your services, if you can innovate in your offerings and your structures, that is going to help you as well. And innovation doesn't have to be huge. It can be a small tweak to something that you're already doing, a different way to approach it. But if you have that innovation mindset and you approach things as experimenting and being able to change and work with your clients, they're going to appreciate it. And it's going to help you uncover new ways to serve them. Maintaining your ideal clients. Don't give in to the pressure of bringing in less than ideal clients onto your roster, especially right now. It can be really tempting to bring clients into the fold that aren't the right fit. And while that may be okay for the short term, it's going to hurt you in the long term. So, especially as a leader, really be challenging your teams to make sure that we are building relationships and building business with our ideal clients, our ideal verticals, and don't give in to the ones that are less than. Continual pipeline management. This is going to help you thrive. A very honest, healthy, consistent review of your pipelines. That is going to be important to maintaining health. When you know the opportunities in your pipelines that are going to move through to closure, and you know the ones that are either going to be stuck for a while, or maybe they will be stuck indefinitely, knowing that is going to help you make better decisions. A clean, clear, honest pipeline will give you a stronger view into the business and will help you with your decision making so that you can thrive going forward. Anticipate pivots. They are going to be here with us always, and always remain open to change, especially if you're in a leadership role. You have to be someone who is open to change, and your teams have to experience you as someone who is open to change so that they are willing to bring innovative ideas. They are willing to be honest about what's in the pipeline, what's going to close, what's going to be stuck. So openness to change and the willingness to anticipate pivots and kind of look around the corner and making strategic, decisive, nimble decisions about where you want to be next. Stay market forward. When we are in disruption, it is really easy to want to shrink back and to wait things out and to see when things will calm down, even out, get back to normal, right? But our job is to stay market forward. Our clients and our prospective clients expect to see us out in the market. They expect to see us sharing thought leadership. They expect us to be reaching out to them and connecting with them. So don't shrink back. Stay forward, and you'll be rewarded with that into the future. All right, to wrap up this conversation, let's talk some key takeaways. We talked about quite a bit today. So where are some places that you can start? And what are some things to take away from this conversation? First, Your business development plan is going to provide your path to success. Create the plan, commit to the plan, execute on the plan. That is going to be your best path forward. Building verticals to amplify your growth. I think I've said that a number of times already, but if you're looking for a place to start with those verticals. Start with those majors and minors and get some clarity around that. That is going to help you it's going to help you guide your other decisions. Use the 7 elements as your guide. We just walked through 7 elements of a rockstar plan. Build those out just one at a time, one right after the other. Remember that simplicity can be powerful. A business development plan that is simple is so much more effective than one that becomes complicated. I'm reminded of a quote from Sir Richard Branson, and I'll paraphrase it here, and I keep it with me always. And it's something like, goes to the effect of, any fool can make something complicated, but someone who is really brilliant can take the complicated and make it simple. Look to keep things simple for yourself and for your teams. Choose 1 or 2 strategies for accountability. I covered a number of those strategies. Pick the 1 or 2 that really stand out to you and that you can run with. And then lastly, as a mindset, take the mindset to welcome disruption. Take the mindset to stay agile, because this disruption will always be with us. And it's our choice to keep a positive mindset, to keep a positive outlook, and to stay agile, especially if you're a leader in your organization. This is something that you want to be modeling for your teams. And if you're an individual, this is something that you want to be modeling also for your clients and your prospective clients. They will pick up on your mindset and your outlook, and it will be part of their choice in doing business with you. All right, to wrap up our conversation, thank you so much for being here with me today. You can see here on screen a couple of ways to stay connected with me. The best way to stay connected is through amyfranko.com. And as I wrap up our conversation today, your business development plan is as much a leadership plan as it is anything else. So make the decision to create that business development strategy, make the decision to execute it, make the decision to stay accountable, and you'll be seeing success in the next year. That's it for my presentation for today. A big thank you to Build.com for sponsoring this session and to you for tuning in.